that. I mean, I really don't hate black people. You really get irritated by them niggas, you know? I went to dinner the other night. Big mistake. Big mistake. We go to one of these fancy steakhouses by the mall, and it was James Franco, Planet of the Apes. Talking so loud, so obnoxious, fat, morbidly obese, ass hanging out, tits hanging out, yelling across the room, yelling at the waiter. Oh, and they probably tip 1%.
Nick Fuentes, he back in the news, man. People are reporting on this latest video, and you got some people who are flabbergasted, man. They're like, man, they calling Nick a racist. I mean, they've been calling Nick a racist for a long time. So Nick was going out with his parents, and they were going to some upscale restaurant to have an evening of fun, great food, conversation, you know, connecting with the parents, doing all this stuff, right? And then Nick was in a restaurant that was full of ninjas, man. According to him, man. Um, let's just take a look. Let's just see what Nick has to say, man. Nick always got something to say, man. And it's, at the very least, interesting. So let's take a look, man. Let's see if let's see if he crossed the line. Did Nick Fuentes finally cross the line?
I'm black, and I understand this is a primarily white movement. It just gives me a sense of purpose and belonging. God bless.
Hey, man, as long as we're all behaving, I'm fine with that. As long as you get it, that it's a pro-white movement, as long as you're not obnoxious, and we're fine with that. I mean, I really don't hate black people. You really get irritated by them niggas, you know? I went to dinner the other night. Big mistake. Big mistake. Went to dinner last night with my family. We went to a steakhouse near the mall. Big mistake. You guys pilled on this? You know what I'm about to say? I don't know. Maybe my parents just don't know ball like that, but we go to one of these fancy steakhouses by the mall, and it was James Franco, Planet of the Apes. I mean, it was the most ridiculous fucking thing you've ever seen. And I remember texting my parents saying, like, I don't have anything clean. Is there a dress code? All I have is like a hoodie to wear. I said, should I buy a collared shirt? I said, you know what? I'll take a chance. Because they got like a dress code, you know? Oh, I should have known. I should have known. They go in there. There's no fucking rules. There's no rules. There's no decorum. It's a total free-for-all. It's a total free-for-all. You might as well call it Rainforest Cafe. Capitol Grill. I thought this is like Rainforest Cafe. Except what happened to all the other animals? What happened to the toucans? Where's the decorations? They just left some of the other stuff. It was the most ridiculous fucking thing. And normally I just avoid. I go to places where they are not, but it's like screaming, talking so loud, so obnoxious, fat, morbidly obese, ass hanging out, tits hanging out, yelling across the room, yelling at the waiter. Oh, and they probably tip 1%. If they're lucky, if they tipped it off, they paid. This is why we can't have nice things. And I almost think they deliberately put us there because it was almost like there was a white section and a black section. It was like the black people were all the way over here and the rest of the restaurant was white people. And we got the show. We had a front row seat to, what are these new movies called? What are they called? Kong Island or whatever. We got.
Damn. Kong Island. Nick said James Franco, Planet of the Apes, man. Damn. There's going to be people that's going to get pissed off at this. However, there's going to be some people, including black people, that know exactly what he's talking about and agrees with this guy 100%. So you have division. You got some people that are going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe it's racist. It's racist. Because it's the play. It's the racist play. It's the race card, man. It's indoctrination. Everything is racist. This dude is talking about bad behavior. So he prefaced it by saying, I don't have a problem with black people. I got a problem with them niggas. Damn, Nick. But common sense black folk will understand the message. People may not agree with everything that Nick says, but if you grew up in the community and then there's a certain professionalism, decorum, like you know how to act because your mama raised you right. You know damn well that some of these Negroes, these ninjas, they act out, man. They act out and they put on a show. They have to be seen. Loud and obnoxious. People are at a nice restaurant to have a good time with their family, relax, do whatever. They're paying premium, right? They're paying premium to be at this steakhouse. And here you go in your bubble coats and your damn bonnets, sitting up here trying to act like you're the owner of the place and you don't care about nobody. Look, why don't you keep that I don't care about nobody attitude in your own neighborhood? Why do you come to these fine establishments, man, and put on a show? And that show is asinine, man. It's buffoonery. And once again, there'll be people that will condone this behavior and they'll sit up here and act as if we're wrong for wanting peace at a nice restaurant. Let's continue to listen to Nick, man. Has he gone too far? Has he gone? Did he really? Has he really?
Got a front row seat to the monster movie. It's just, that's so uncalled for. It really is. Fucking behave. I don't got a problem with black people for being black. I have black friends. It's fine. Everybody should have a problem with that kind of behavior, that kind of screaming and carrying on. That's what makes people want to segregate. Nobody wants to be around that. You go out for a nice night. You're at a fancy restaurant. You're paying a lot of money. You want everybody to be dressed appropriately, acting appropriately, using inside voices. Is that too much to ask? And they wonder why we want to segregate. Nobody wants to live like that. Nobody wants to live like that. How much of a premium would you pay to travel, dine, live, work away from black people? Because I would pay a 50% premium if it was all white people. And people say, but it's not, but all black people aren't like that. Well, white people are like that too. Yeah, but we all know that if it's 0% black and 100% white, you're going to get a fuckload less of that nonsense. Everyone knows that, and everyone would pay more for that. Imagine an airport, no blacks. Imagine a restaurant, no blacks. Imagine a neighborhood, no blacks. A liquor store, no blacks. You wouldn't have to bolt the ATM to the wall. You wouldn't have to put a glass pane in front of the gas station window. You wouldn't have to lock up the shampoo and conditioner. You could actually have nice things. We could actually live like fucking human beings.
Is Nick, has he gone too far? Because we travel the country. We travel all over the country, man. And in the communities where he's talking about, where everything's locked up at the gas station, Walmarts, all that stuff, they are primarily in black communities, man. Even in the just the average white communities to poor white communities, I don't see stuff locked up like this. And we travel all over the we travel all over the world, but we travel all over the United States. And you know, we got to go to Walmarts. But he's exactly right. I mean, look at Nick, man. This is crazy, man. Has he gone too far? Has he gone too far? There's going to be some people in the community that's upset, but there's going to be people in the community that absolutely agrees with him too.
Not animals. You wouldn't have to put a metal cage around the liquor store.
Damn.
Because they're going to drive through the window. It's so bad. So bad. So I got, that was my little treat. As a treat. We had that as a treat the other night. Little front row seat. Thought it was a Lincoln Park Zoo. It was insane. Damn. I'm sure the bill was $500 you pay for that bullshit. It's just so ridiculous. Anyway, so what was the question? So that's what I have a problem with. And everybody's sick of it. Everybody is sick of that behavior. In the old days, people would want to post this clip and say, get a load of this guy. Now everybody's fucking agreeing. Now everybody's saying, hell yeah.
Okay, there's some of us who've agreed with this since we got older, since we got into our 20s and we got out here in the world. We started making making income, making a living, and we're out here, buying apartment or renting apartments, and then eventually buying a home, buying cars, stuff like that. So when we start to grow up, and we go out to these restaurants with our loved ones, man, our woman or whatever. Yes, I understand what he means now. Now, maybe, just maybe, allegedly, we were these asshole types when we were younger. Maybe, allegedly. However, you get older, you start appreciating a little more because, man, I work hard for this money. So yeah, I want to go somewhere and have a good time with my woman. I don't want the Planet of the Apes behavior, the chimp out behavior, dude. He's talking about people who act like ninjas. He ain't talking about good, wholesome, common sense black people like myself. He's not talking about me.
Finally, someone
He's talking
said
about y'all, man.
because it's enough already. It's so
Facts.
enough. My advice to black people is just don't do that. Just don't do that.
He talking to the ninjas.
Dress appropriately, speak correctly, come correct, as you people like to say. Just come correct, and nobody's going to have a problem. But I have no tolerance for that now. It's unbelievable.
I agree with Nick. I totally understand what he means, man. Leave a comment and let me know. Have you ever experienced this? And is Nick correct? Has Nick gone too far? Has he? Or is he speaking the truth? I've seen what he's talking about. And it's always the usual suspects, man. I'm not BSing. So let me know in the comments, man, what y'all think, man.